5 of the finals. We have several teams now. You could essentially say 6 that could easily pass the 50-point threshold with a normal performance in this game if they're able to get something like a top 5. And we're starting things off here with the G2 side. They're in 6th with 30 points.
And as we talked about last time, well, I'm sure we're going to conclude the drop here for G2, but everybody knows the drop points for Na'Vi and 789, and they could look to try and limit their advancement further in the point area. We saw that in the last game. In theory, if that's going to be your choice, you should have done it last game. So what I would expect the teams, whatever they did, to do that once more. And I think what the thought process was is catch them in their rotation, not in their drop zone. And that's why Rogue so dominantly took out their 789.
Going to be a hillside outpost drop for G2. Like you said, expect these drops to be pretty similar, given that we have no teams that have crossed that 50-point threshold. Next game, potentially, if we do have a team or two.
I'm calling it. This is the Dreadnought vote. It's happening this game.
I hope you're right, Dread. We're going to see maybe some action, some hot drops in the next game to potentially shut down any team that is on match point. Once again, a huge threat to the entire lobby. They'll take the lion's share of that $500,000 prize pool if they're able to get the win. Once again, a format we've never before seen in Apex Legends. To win this tournament, to win the preseason invitational, you must end on a win.
Interesting note here for Sentinels, and the fact that they have a lot of control over the Thunderdome when it comes to the loot. You see them even dropping, willing to spread it out. It just things look very good here on their way over to Gauntlet, but they're also, as we've talked about, just sitting barely south there of Na'Vi. We saw it's a very northeastern circle though, so both of them have a long distance to travel. And we'll see who ends up making the rotation first and able to get that gatekeeping points.
You saw Sirius there, pinging the Skull Piercer up in containment for the squad.
I actually think this is a huge point. I truly think that because the circle is so far on the opposite side of the map, where we've witnessed already Na'Vi and Sentinels, I think it's very likely that whoever rotates first is going to get trailed by the other team. And I would argue, based on positioning, Na'Vi, they have to go through slums if they're going to be able to perfectly avoid that. So very northern, at least a runoff and then a connector transition. I don't know whether or not they've identified that or not, but if so, very, very heads up here from this roster.
Another thing you and I talked about, which is very interesting, depending on which team you talk to about this format, you got very different answers on their feelings. Yeah. Like we said, never before seen in Apex Legends. So you talk to some teams that were middle of the pack, and they were like, I don't know, the point threshold seems pretty low. It should be longer because they want the finals to go longer. Then you talk to teams that are more confident in their ability to have high elimination top 5s, and they're thinking, you know, 50 actually might be too small.
No, you might need to bump it up there a little bit, right? And again, that is kind of the beauty of what we're experiencing here today, is what does that look like? What does that feel like? And we do know one thing, though. It does benefit those who are lethal and assert dominance over the map in Kings Canyon. I feel like the killing aspect so very relevant, something that we took note of as early as the Apex, but it's really come to light here throughout the entirety of the preseason invitational. Third impact, though, making the rotation here towards what used to be location of likely here TSM.
No signs of TSM at this point here, and they're actually moved all the way over to the farm as they'll continue that rotation. Also checking in with Wyvern and Watchtower South, and Succubus actually able to get a knock there on Mondo.
A roster that we heard the analyst desk talking about maybe a lackluster when it comes to their final performance based on how lethal they have been otherwise. And it's interesting because if you look at all the group stage, MVP was the probably strongest representative coming out of South Korea. But right now, pointage-wise, and out of the sample size we've gotten, it's really Wyvern who's the one making a name for themselves. Still both, though, suffering from that lack of actual champion screen here so far in the tournament. Na'Vi, look at this, taking the transition all the way up through relay. Through slums and runoff. I absolutely adore that decision making there from them.
Checking in with CLG, but you also have to think Na'Vi, we're going to assume that they have not gotten an elim yet, and you have to think once they finally do get that first elim, they're going to be able to take a deep breath, knowing that next game they will absolutely be on match point, but we haven't seen that just yet. CLG making this push towards Artillery Tunnel.
Yeah, Games Origin's the victim there in the house. MPE already going to be eliminated. Banner been picked up, so res opportunity may be available here for this roster, but definitely not been easy there for Games Origin. And interesting to see CLG, you know, willing to take a fight this early on. That has been something that hasn't been the playstyle for them through the entirety of the tournament. But also on that note, they're gaining quite a bit of momentum here through day number 3. Not so much rogue momentum, but quite a bit.
Right, quite a bit indeed. We saw a great win from them yesterday as well on the Bravo stream. That win, of course, a big part of what's landed them here in the grand final, back on board with Wyvern.
Trying to pinch in somebody here into this cage home. Look to get the high ground, maybe scout in. Feel like they've made their way out. It's going to be Virtus Pro, actually. Interesting.
Virtus Pro going to go ahead and swing west and then likely up to the north to the caves as well as we check in with the third impact side.
That broke my brain. I saw a cave swap to a cave swap. I was like, this is obviously the other side. And that was not true. They're nowhere near one another.
And here's FlyQuest, and they are moving through Artillery Tunnel as well, which means they could find CLG up top. They do see the Watson fences, so they know they're going to have to be careful here. And actually, it's going to be Monsoon here who's going to place that portal right down below, and they might be making a pretty aggressive push up through Artillery to that rooftop.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's regretting that now. As we see, actually, this is a flank attempt. CLG, Nightwing already gone down. FlyQuest did it, lay down that portal, but we also know there's other targets here that CLG lost 2. To be honest, CLG completely split within this warehouse and not prepared for this onslaught. Game's Origin just sitting on the outskirts here, but FlyQuest with a bold move, and it looks like it's paying off.
No, Kokobot's gonna pop a cell. He's got...
Galerinha, voltemos! Depois de resolver o problemão que o carro invadiu aqui e arrancou portão, bateu outro carro e a coisa da vida acontece. Vamos ver o que a gente tá acontecendo aqui. Começou uma fight agora, esse maluco certeza que vai morrer a Navi. Nossa, o maluco correu dele, ele correu do cara. Nossa, perdemos 2 jogos, 3 a... Nossa, Navi, cara, tá em primeiro, que jogou mal pra caralho nos anteriores, que passou por pouco. Nossa, eu não acredito. Eu não acredito. Os caras deram uma pinada de um portal que minha nossa senhora, e morreram ainda depois. 789, tá jogando demais. 42, tá lá em cima já, cara. Um Inver, tá muito bem posicionado o Inver, cara. Terceiro 2, quinto e sexto, matando pra caralho. Penta! Jogando demais também, ganhou uma e foi 3. Sentinels, deixa eu ver se tá sem 9, já tá sem 9, beleza. Sentinels, muito bem posicionado, 36. E Rogue 36. Então, primeiro, segundo, terceiro, quarto, quinto e sexto. Tem a chance de já tá, ó, no papo. Só jogar o arroz e feijão. Nossa, MVP, acreditei nos caras, hein? Falei, vai ganhar. Só deu ruim. E na RG, tá faltando um terceiro player aí, hein? Tá faltando um terceiro player. TSM falou que tava bagaçando todo mundo, que tava easy. E tomou cacete, hein? Deixa eu pegar uma aguinha lá, que já voltemos.
And Sweet decide to turn that corner, some more good wingman shots as well. And do they risk this? Once again, Rogue in 6 with 36 points.
I am amazed that Pathfinder made it out of there. I can't help but feel like dropped. Wishing those ones would have lined up, but things not too bad. It's not like it cost him too much in resources, just gonna use the term unlucky. Sentinels still with the control here over the Artillery Tunnel.
Artillery Tunnel getting some action. Oh yeah, this game we've seen.
And depending on the next circle, actually could be very, very important because actually all rotations past this are cut off, and the only team who has access is the one who controls the tunnel.
You're right. We've seen. I mean, of course, that choke becomes very important depending on where that ring is, and then even more important with some depending on exactly how it edges out. And there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to need to make that northern push, and they might have to come through. And that's going to be a difficult one, especially if Sentinels is able to just lock it down. You have to wonder if Sentinels might try to push up top instead, but back on board with the Rogue side. Here's Sweet, Skull Piercer, Wingman.
Man, such a cool call there coming out from Rogue. You could see that they identified absolutely where MVP was, and they knew they won the fight. Well, the minute that MVP noped out of that skirmish, they were willing to understand that their positioning was so great that they wanted to maintain that over risking a couple of those kills, and I feel like that's going to be something that pays off here.
And here's the even earlier tunnel push than maybe we expected. This is coming from Virtus Pro, and they're pushing in, but it's also Navi, who's already inside, needs to queue out, does impulse.
Caralho, os caras se encontram, se atiram e saem vazado, cara. Puta, demora demais pros caras cercar eles, mano.
Looks like they end up getting the kill there. Claus is going to be able to kill Louis from FlyQ, and I can say this, based off those 2 kills we just witnessed, Navi will be able to make it here past the 50-point threshold, but it's important to note they cannot claim a champion here in this game. They have to win the next or any of the remainder here to die.
Right, regardless of what happens here, no impact to the standings, to how these games will play. Once they pass the 50-point threshold, the next game puts them on match points. So right now, essentially able to just put on some points for a little bit of bragging rights and also practicing the coordination right in front of Zoms, though, is an opponent he needs to be careful because he did lose both Sanox and Retzi onto that artillery tunnel push. And just hoping that he isn't spotted here.
Caraca! Não viu? Ah, não dá pra ver muito bem não, cara. Ah, o cara tá do lado na esquerda. É, mano, tem que se virar a posição aí mesmo, hein. Atirar é caixão. Nossa! Mano, esse cara vai subir aqui. Falei, subiu. Ah, o cara trocou de câmera na hora que o cara subiu.
Wraith is going to queue out.
He needs to be able to find any way out, and actually hit by his own arc star a little bit there.
Going to try to pop a cell. He does have a disruptor alternator and a peacekeeper, so ready for whatever battle comes out of here. Might even try to go high ground.
There's a couple weird walls he could try and grapple to, but it feels like any verticality he's going to gain is just going to put him in the eyes of other teams, like we saw NRG with that high ground control. Game's Origin here, still trying to find him.
Here they go, going to look for the team shot. The 2v1 Arcstar is out as well, and he goes down. Let's see him go ahead, and now Sirius able to go for that revive as well. That one
2x1 é foda.
And look at this, 789 haven't gotten a glance at them here yet in game number 5, looking pretty good. Good trade there out from the EV8. This is going to be the first knock as Roz unable to survive very well after. Look at this
789, o cara vai acabar. Nossa, chegou outro squad. Nossa, outro squad. Caraca, a 789 saiu vivaça. Respirando por aparelhos, mas vivaça. Tá andando.
And he just plays the game and somehow always stays alive. Exon's in trouble though as well.
He just took a massive shot and actually didn't have his iframe available for a couple more seconds. We see him start the Phoenix kit, and I think he's going to be able to get it off. Virtus Pro, the ones launching those bullets down their way. And keep in mind that they are choking off the transition to flank into artillery tunnel if they would like to later on. So that's going to be added up really, really
Passa aí demais ainda.
Wyvern also cutting off the choke that 789 is going to have to make their way through once they heal up.
Yes, indeed, they're going to have to go the underpass route. Not sure exactly how busy tunnel is now, but underpass also going to be a pretty popular point of the map right now, Dread.
Everybody's got about their own segment. There's 3 sections to the underpass, and every doorway has its own team defending up and zoning off. And here, back with Virtus Pro, this is, you can see the consideration to ensure this positioning. In 10 seconds, they can maybe neglect the backside there and then make their way into the rest of artillery here with Na'Vi.
Looking great here. Purple armor across the board on the Na'Vi side.
Skipper, todo mundo usa, cara. Você dá um tequinho e tira a cara. Os caras começaram a usar o funil. O funil é top demais, cara. A hora que acerta o tiro ali... Esse cara tá passando fome, hein? Gambit. Gambit. Ah, Gambit tá praticamente fora já. 10 pontos, cara. Já era. Já era. E eu digo já era porque, tipo, o cara não vai ganhar, tá ligado? Sei lá, de 15º, 16º, 17º e 6º. O cara não vai chegar em primeiro. Em cima! Nossa, 110. 110 já é dolorido, hein? O Inver deu ruim ainda. O Inver tá em terceiro, não dá pra perder aí, cara. Queimou. Cura grande. Nossa. Tem outro rushando. Cara, esses caras que chegam depois tem uma vantagem giga enorme.
Wraith does Q, so they're going to maybe try to finish that. No, they can't, and going to have to choose who they want to fight down low.
Nossa, pensamento rápido. Vai cair. Não caiu. Por muito pouco, cara. 789 ainda ficou com o outro. Tem que fightar com mais um pra conseguir sair daí. Eles estão na safe? Não, mudou de câmera. Não deu pra ver. 14 squad vivo. 13, acabei de falar, caiu um. Esse squad já era o revive, provavelmente. Ele vai pelo posicionamento. Ele sabe que os caras estão ali embaixo, hein? 789. Vai ter que imitar essa rotação aí.
Set up a tunnel, excuse me, looking for a big play.
It was a portal and a tunnel. It's a tunnel. Yeah, it's a tunnel. Here we go now, help. does get that portal down, so now tons of Watson fences are out.
E aí, o que vai rolar? Aí vai rolar uma fight boa.
Let's look at TSM here. One of the favorites for this tournament and also an opportunity in Poland for them to cement themselves as the top team after their X Games first place finish, and a convincing one at that. Right now, though, they're in 8th place with 23 points.
Yeah, not even at the halfway mark where we see Na'Vi able to break the threshold here in this game. A lot to be desired, but TSM sat on top of that high throne for so very long. They feel comfortable as well, but they're going to have to run into Rogue along with Wyvern here now on the backside of the underpass entrance.
Wyvern on the push here, great team shot there. They will get the knock on Xans, and right away Parker Q's out, stays alive, and going to circle back now. Look at Sanya. How many times have we seen this man alive? And he's actually here just on the outer bounds of the map over the underpass.
Yeah, very creative play here. I'm going to guess that's because of the zipline setup. He's got 5 more seconds to be able to make it out there. And yes, Wyvern, you are getting those kills, but you're going to be stuck here with what might be misfits, or that could be Rogue zoning off here in this entrance. It's such a great initiation or escape for 789, but Wyvern struggling to make their way through this funnel. And they have 6 seconds as they push up. Wyvern, Rogue doing their best. One more shot with a Peacekeeper, and they do it.
Drob staying alive. Can he get around here? And yes, indeed. Barely staying alive is Rogue. Great Peacekeeper work from Dropped. They will also have a time and opportunity to pop some meds, and they will live to fight on. Sweet though, that does drop there, as you just saw.
Yeah, they
does get the knock from the ring.
But the reset, they might be able to heal up.
I think they'll have time for that heal, yeah.
Nobody's going to pressure unless TSM decides to move up. As you see TSM not too
so
interested.
it actually does get wiped, excuse me, not just a knock, he does go down, so they're going to grab that beacon. That's a different set of circumstances. Of course, we do have a beacon in this final ring. However, I'm not sure how popular of an option that will be, Dread.
Yeah, and you know, Kasanya's been a miracle worker this tournament, but I can't but feel like that last time we tuned in with him was really just the last couple of seconds of his life. I'm sure we'll find out, oh my gosh, later. He's just been left alone here behind this box.
Just going to take his time here. Take a look at the survivors so far. Lots of teams up with 3 members still alive. TSM, one of those teams, of course. You see Gamers Origin, Rogue, and 789 teams that have lost players. Virtus Pro as well. PJ, the only player alive, and 11 squads left total.
TSM needs to be able to hit a couple more shots there with those longbows. They're going to be successful. And the Na'Vi sitting on the other side there with that high ground. Whoever ends up winning this high ground battle is going to be very, very relevant.
And you got to talk about Kasanya. We've seen him late game so many times as a solo. It's almost amazing. There's no other player, there's no other team in this tournament that has had that happening time and time again.
Now let's go ahead and hear the thoughts on TSM as this round 5 circle closes in.
You're gonna have to put your ult down instantly, Jordan.
I can't take it yet. We're going in late.
I know.
Keeping Rogue. Get ready. Get ready. They're pushing out. They're pushing out.
I can't hit these guys.
I hit the Watson. I hit the Watson 47.
I got one. Get ready to take it. Get ready to take it.
Okay.
I'm going. You gotta put your ult down. Put your ult down instantly. Left. Go. Look left. We're good. Left. Look at Tunnel.
On the west on me. On me. I'm healing.
Senhora, vem tiro de tudo que é lado nessa rotação, mano.
I'm coming back. I gotta heal. Cover me on the portal. Please.
I broke their ult.
Watch east. Nade east. Do you have the nade?
Kill spots.
Nading east.
I have 0 bullets. I'm light.
I need hard. East hard.
Caralho, o que essa Watson loucona tá fazendo ali?
We need to kill the guys
East is so hard. I gotta heal.
They're dead. East is dead.
Cover me, please.
Caraca, nessa rotação foi muita gente.
Amazing to hear the comms calling out the directions. Not everybody knowing
Nossa
where everybody is,
senhora.
but if you just get something in that direction. TSM remained successful there and controlled the transition into artillery.
I mean, talk about staying composed. They knew exactly what they had to do. The portal was up, the zips were up, and they're able to get onto an area and somehow heal up. You also heard no ammo there for a moment. Some nice light ammo passing as well, and they are still in this 4 squads left here. Look at that alternator.
Na'Vi ficou em sexto.
It's going to be Penta, a team rising here in our finals. Going to go ahead and push up on
E tá bem primeiro. Penta contra SM, hein? Penta vai ganhar.
First knock onto Albro Laley, trying to push in for more.
Yes, indeed. Look at that advantage. You can bet that they're going to push this 3v2. Is Penta. They're going to get also a wipe there on reps.
3 squads now left here. It's going to be G2. Look at the gear onto G2, the victors of our last game. Maybe looking to double down here in our finals. Good opener there with the wingman, but it's important that they're going to be third party in the skirmish here, Bravo.
Yes, indeed. Now look at G2. Very good positioning. Gonna push in now. Penta in a lot of trouble. Wacko very low shields. Nesh now also being shredded. He goes down, and that's gonna be Wacko who has to pop that cell. And now take a look at this to see if G2's gonna be able to push in. It's gonna be Red who actually disengages.
G2 muito bem luteada, né? G2 vai ganhar essa. Quer dizer, grandes chances de ganhar, né? Só vai ter aquele maluquinho correndo quebrado. G2 ganhou. G2. G2 estava em sétimo. Vai ganhar uma boa pontuação, hein? 13, vai pra 42, no mínimo segundo. No mínimo segundo. E mais a pontuação da kill deles. Então, ó, com essa vitória aí, vão subir na tabela. G2, ó, já tinha ganhado a quarta. A quarta já tinha ganhado. Quinta, agora vai ser a sexta rodada próxima. Quinta, 44, ficou em terceiro. Nossa, essa aí tá difícil, hein? Se duvidar, vai ser decidido tudo na final. Não, no último mapa. Vacilou no último mapa. Vai perder aí umas 3 posições. Até o momento. Porque segundo, terceiro e quarto, quinto, sexto e sétimo. Tá tudo ali, ó, juntinho. Juntinho. Caraca, G2 ganhou 2. Só que perdeu 2. Uma muito rápido. Uma em 19º, a outra em 14º. Aí pecou, hein? Aí pecou, mas essas 2 vitórias aí levou os caras, talvez, pro top 1. 24 pontos. Caralho, quantas kills? 12 pontos. Nossa! G2, primeiraço. Mais 12 pontos. 54. G2 foi de sétimo pra primeiro com uma vitória. É o primeiro ou o segundo, dependendo de quantos kills a Natus fez. A Navi. Posição 6. Sentinel foi o primeiro. Ah, eu tava apostando na MVP, mano. NRG. Mano, troca o Mor. Troca o Mor, cara. Vocês tem que ver que tem que trocar o Mor. Bater um BR lá, difícil, né? Realmente difícil. Segundo lugar tá bom. Tá bom, já não tinha o que fazer. Os caras estavam em 3.
Finish viewers out there. G2, all 3 of them coming from Finland. Played with Snipe down the American at X Games. Now playing with Veta, aka their third.
Pra mim fazer isso, Fury? Só que assim. Ah, entendi. Só que assim, Fury, o que tá acontecendo é a org, exemplo, sei lá, MBR. Então tá, MBR Fnatic, que é uma gringa e blá blá. A MBR não tá, tipo, caçando os caras. Ó, eu te pago aqui, ó, tanto por mês pra você vir pra MBR. E a MBR tá sendo convidada. E vocês são os melhores. Tá sendo o contrário. Eu estou sendo convidada. Eu chego na MBR e falo, ó, eu preciso de 15 mil reais pra ir pro campeonato. E posso ganhar 400 mil reais. Eu dou 50% pra você do prêmio. Você aceita? Tipo, os caras iam ganhar 200 mil. Tirando os 15 que perdeu, tá ligado? Você investe 15 pra ganhar 200. Ou uma parada assim, mais ou menos assim. Entendeu? Tá nisso. Tá? O player que foi convidado foi atrás de uma org. Ou os players que já tinham uma org de outros campeonatos, sabe? Mas não tá acontecendo o contrário. Exemplo, aconteceria o contrário se a empresa lá do Apex, Activision, a EA lá, falasse assim, a seguinte forma, ó, nós vamos fazer 3 campeonatos anuais e a premiação de ambos juntando os três no caso, né? Será de 2 milhões. Uma parada assim, sabe? Aí sim, aí as orgs vão começar a ir atrás de player. Tipo, deu um player ali, Joãozinho, Mariazinha e Pedrinho. Ah, Pedrinho tá jogando mal. Opa, vamos pegar o Marcelinho lá que tá jogando demais. Encaixa aqui. Opa, Marcelinho jogou demais, mas o Joãozinho já não foi legal. Vamos trocar o Joãozinho aqui. Opa, agora nós trocamos a Mariazinha. Opa, achamos um time forte. Esse aqui é o nosso time agora. Não tá acontecendo isso, porque a Apex não tem, tá ligado? Não tem. Tem muita org que tá vazando fora da Apex, cara. Vazando fora. Porque os caras estão se metendo em muita treta, né? Xingando a galera da parada, xingando lá no Regedit, dando umas respostas tipo, tô nem aí, umas paradas assim, entendeu? O joguinho tinha que ser mais barato, as skins e tal, que mais barato vende mais, mas tipo, já colocou um preço. Agora desse preço vir pra esse preço, não vai acontecer, entendeu? Então, falta o jogo, cara. O jogo tem que investir nele mesmo. Aí sim, o jogo poderia ser excepcional, cara, excepcional, que jogo top, cara, eu gosto muito do jogo, mas o jogo só é bom, não é excepcional, não tem tipo, o cara que entra aqui hoje, opa, pô cara, eu sou bom nisso aqui, eu vou ser profissional, hein, ganhar dinheiro pra jogar, top demais, mas tipo assim, você tá jogando, a galera tá jogando por lazer, dificilmente alguém tá jogando... eu tenho certeza que eu vou ser um profissional. Ranked Brasil miou, né, cara? Brasil miou. É que o cenário competitivo de Brasil... é foda, cara. Você é bom aqui no Brasil, sai lá na gringa, que é um jogo totalmente diferente, que todo mundo tem que andar exatamente grudado, fazer a base, não fazer rotação, fazer o menos possível de rotação, matar os caras na rotação, e depende muito do short caller, né, cara? Porque bom todo mundo é. Sorte, talvez todo mundo tenha, uma vez ou outra. Mas, sei lá, cara, esse jogo tem potencial. Mas tem que fazer uma partidinha privada aí, onde qualquer um possa fazer aquele jogo, sabe? Entrou na partida privada, você, um spec da hora, aonde, tipo, sei lá, 2 caras consigam fazer um campeonato. Porque, tipo, um fica de spec e a outra na tabela. E um narrador. 3, então, fechou? Onde 3 caras conseguem fazer um campeonato. Não desse jeito aí. Só de computador lá, só precisa uma caralhada, saradinha assim, entendeu? O que eu penso. Posso estar bosteando, mas... é o que eu penso. Era assim CS? Mano, se esse jogo aqui fosse da Blizzard... aí sim, cara. Aí o joguinho tava feito, mano. Se fosse da Blizzard, esse jogo aqui já tem campeonato, já tá passando na TV. A Blizzard, tipo, leva as coisas a sério, tá ligado? Tenta salvar o jogo, faz campeonato. Nossa, os caras fazem campeonato no site deles. E partida privada, spec da hora. Ah, não, se fosse Blizzard, minha Nossa Senhora. Overwatch, cara, não morre mais, mano. Vai ficar aqueles campeonatos lá, o cara que é pro já é pro, e tentar entrar naquele time, tipo, de profissional lá é difícil, cara. Mas já tá feito, tá passando na ESPN, canal de TV a cabo. Cara, Overwatch tá feito. Pra ele ficar maior ainda, colocar de graça. Colocou de graça, já era, cara. Aí o joguinho fica top. É difícil, o teamplay dele é muito forte, cara. Saiu a tela preta? Era ontem que tava bugada a tela preta, né? Ontem bugadaça a tela preta. E aí, Cruz? Tá salvado meu Bacuri. Esses caras aí... manja. G2 bringing the dominance. I know we were talking. They had an absolutely fantastic. Esse cara saiu um solo ranked. Vou tá lá, hein? Ó. Vou tá lá, solinho ranked. Bagaçando ou sendo bagaçado. Que a solo ranked top. Top. Que top a solo ranked, cara. Você morreu, Você vê o teu erro, cara. Você vê o que você errou, o que você fez de cagadinha. Curei na hora errada, atirei na hora errada, dei o Qzinho pra lugar nenhum. Rafa! E aí, o Bakuri? Essa é a questão, cara. No Malária. Ah, o Malária me bagaçou, mano. Vixe. Eu acho que deu. Mano, eu acho que foi 9-5 ou 13-7. Uma parada assim, tá ligado? Mas ele ganhou. Ele ganhou. Isso que a gente não contou, as que a gente caía e já se matava. Essa aí a gente nem conta. A gente já quitava e ia pra próxima. Mas, cara, é fight de 1 minuto, cara. De 1 minuto, não tinha o que fazer, mano. Moleque joga demais, cara. LN, então, puta que lazarento, cara. Não gosta do jogo, não treina, não tem intenção de ser profissional. Joga, tipo, fica uma semana sem jogar, o moleque entra, mano. Só spray HS, uns spray roubado, você cai contra ele, o lazarento não morre, aí vai morrer e te dá uma dosada na boca. Ah, não, cara. O moleque joga demais, demais, cara. Demais. Altas vezes, eu e o Malária morreu, tipo, deixou todo mundo meio miado, ele resolveu tudo, tá ligado? Altas vezes, altas. Clutch, já joga o fino do fino, cara. O fino do fino. Então vamos lá. Navi, 57 pontos. Galerinha, se quiser acompanhar aqui, ó. Se quiser acompanhar aqui, tá aí, ó. Navi, 57 pontos. Tá, ó, meio isolado ali, cara. Meio isolado, é difícil. Já ganhou uma premiação alta, tipo, sei lá, 30 mil dólares, porque não vai ficar em 18º com essa pontuação. G2 também, pontuação alta. Penta, alta. Agora 7, 8, 9, tudo depende dessa partida aqui agora. Rogue, tudo depende, tá um 44. Winver, 41. Sentinels, 36. TSM, 34. TSM só deu ruim no começo, mano. Agora acertaram ali, um 4º lugar. Tá lá, entre os 10. E é só isso. Entre os 10 ali, o restante. MVP, já era. Misfit já era. Quest já era. Gambit já era. Sucubus já era. NRG, troca o Mor. Troca o Mor que, ó. NRG vai subir, que é uma delícia, cara. Brasileira? Tem 2 equipes brasileiras. Já tomaram pau no começo. NRG é tipo seleção 2016. Só craque. Não tem informação de time. Bom. Nossa, cara. Nossa, Fury. Cara, 2 pontos, mano. Vai pro NA jogar lá, velho. Joga com lag, mas... De novo. Cara, andar grudado. Nossa, que troféuzinho michuruca. Nossa, eu achei que ia ser uma parada hiper mega bolada. Não. Hashtag broxante. Ah, eu achei que eu honra. 43, você tá na fila? É isso? Nota de 9. Não, os caras não são ruins, eles são bons. Eles são bons. Solo. Em equipe, faltou a malemolência, faltou uma cal certinha, faltou esse posicionamento no mapa, posicionar no mapa certo, tá ligado? Faltou um upzinho. Só tem NA, só NA, só NA. Jogar lagado.
You just gotta rub it in, man.
I do. Sorry. And they're the team I'm really rooting for. No, I'm rooting for everybody at this point. Honestly, I have been loving this weekend so far. This is the beauty of LAN. Everyone is just getting together. The camaraderie is fantastic. The energy is amazing. It's electric and it's infectious. I absolutely love it, and I want more of this. That's why when we made that announcement.